Alright guys, so we are at Mission Raceway Park with our new 2018 Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. And we're going to go do the first pass and see what we can get out of this thing. So let's check it out. So we're going to put it in track mode, and for this first run here, I'm just going to go off the foot brake at 2,000 RPM and just see what it does, since we haven't had it at the strip yet.
So for all your first time drag racer,
I haven't aired down the tires, taken any weight out, nothing. The spare tire and jack's still in the back seat. Tires are all at full pressure, so track mode, foot brake, 2,000 RPM, and we're going to see what happens. One thing I already like over the 1320 is at least I can sit up with my helmet on in this thing. And it feels really funny being in the staging lanes in an SUV. Didn't leave very hard at all. Just cut out at 180. Okay, that was weird. It didn't leave very hard at all, and it felt like it was pulling power quite a lot of the way through. It feels like it picked up in about the top of third gear, and then as soon as it hit about 180 kilometers an hour, it was like it hit a speed limiter or something. So I'm gonna have to take a look at the menus here. That was definitely a little weird. I don't think this is going to be a very good number on this run. Even with all that though, so it went 11,967, 112.44, and it definitely cut out before the end of the quarter, 168.60 foot. So if I can figure out what's going on here with the car, this thing is going to put up some really good numbers. So we'll check in with you guys on the next run. I'm going to go through all the menus, make sure everything's set up. It was in track mode, in drive, so that was weird, but I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're going up for our second run. Instead of track, I've set up a custom mode, and what I've done is I've disabled the paddle shifters. I've got the trans in track, stability control in track, all-wheel drive in track, and the steering in track. I've got the suspension in street, so it'll help with weight transfer better. And then I've turned the paddles off because what might have happened on the last run is I might have hit the paddle and put it in manual mode, possibly. We took a look. I can't figure out why it would have cut out anything besides that, so we're going to give this a shot and see how it goes. Okay, that was a lot better. I'm not gonna get a time because we red lit. So I've got the launch control set to 1700 RPM, and it actually pushed through on that. Okay, we're going up for run 3. I turned the launch control down to 1500. See if it'll hold there. The again, this is just the way it goes. Learning a new car at the drag strip. So I've only had this thing for a couple days, but we'll get her figured out.
So a couple of Trackhawks. 2019 sitting here, TCS side. 2018 sitting there working side. Another good example. They are quick.
Okay, that felt all right. This, it's really hard to judge with this thing. So, actually it says my last 0 to 60 was 4.4, which is not good. So we'll see what the quarter mile, what the time slip says here. Did spin a little bit. That was launch control from 1500. 11,976, 113.49. The other Trackhawk, 1253, 115. 171, 60 foot, so that's pretty bad. 764 in the 8th. This thing's got more in it. I've just got to get used to it. It's hard taking a new car to the track. You're not really going to get your best times the first time out, so I've had this thing about 5 days. It's also a little hot right now, so I'm going to give it some time to cool down. One of the problems is it's getting dark so early now that it's hard to get, you know, decent quality footage for you guys when it gets dark. So we're gonna hope for the best here. Okay, so we're going up for run 4. It's kind of dark right now. Hopefully you guys can see okay. I'm gonna go back to the foot brake about 2,000 RPM. That's what I did on the first run, and it was still the best run of the night, even with it banging off the rev limiter and feeling like it had no power in the first 2 gears. So back to the foot brake, and we're gonna see how she goes. This thing still has less than 1,500 kilometers or less than 1,000 miles on it too, so it's still gonna loosen up a little bit here. The DA is around 660 feet. So we should be able to get some good numbers and some good mile an hour out of it, as long as I can get everything done proper. It's always hard learning a new car at the track for the first time. With our 1320, we didn't really get our best times until I crossed like the 4,000 kilometer mark and had a lot more seat time with the car. So hopefully we're gonna beat our best time in the 1320, which was an 1192. Easily should be able to, but this thing still is fairly fresh and new. It doesn't have a lot of K on it, so okay, that felt pretty good. Looking at the 0 to 60 timer, it's not the best 0 to 60 this thing's put down. Once again, it didn't feel like it was making full power until about 3rd gear. So that's a little odd, but we'll see what's going on. I'm using custom mode. So in custom mode, I've got everything in track aside from the paddles I've got turned off. And I've got the suspension in street, so I don't know whether that's hurting or helping. I might go just hot lap it, do another run right now, and put it in track mode, see what happens. The funny thing is this really didn't cool off in that hour and a half, 2 hours we were sitting. The supercharger is still super hot. Okay, 1191, 114.82, 173 60 foot. Okay, so I'm just hot lapping it for another pass here, and what I'm doing is I'm just leaving it running. That way the intercooler pumps on, running coolant through the intercooler, and the fans are on high.
Burgundy Grand Cherokee. Burgundy Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, I was crap. It spun bad. Spun real bad. And wheel hopped like crazy, so not a good thing. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. We've got a bunch of Trackhawk stuff coming. In just a few days, I'm going to be driving this thing to Toronto, Ontario, and we're going to be at a drag racing event where we're going to get as many passes as we want. It's only limited to 20 cars. It's going to be all day, so everything will be in the light. So we'll be able to get some really good content for you guys. I'm just glad I was able to get out here and at least get some seat time in the Jeep before we head out to the event. So take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.